according to the algorithm, we try to solve the problem. Have you remember? My dear, please reply. Please reply. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to discuss. How many students attend my previous classes? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Pratik Pradhan.
Yes, sir.
Tell me which algorithm I discussed in previous classes. If you remember.
No, sir.
Why, my dear? Why not you have to remember? That means you are not listening the carefully.
So deep down, can't remember, sir.
But you should remember, no?
Yes, sir.
This is not a good way to discuss. Last day we discussed the first come first serve, and it is the non-primitive that I also discussed with you. Today we will discuss the shortage of first. Now question is that the shortage of first is the primitive or non-primitive? That is the first question. Any idea? Are you able to watch my screen, my dear?
Only logo is appearing, sir.
No. Are you able to watch my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. That is the shortage of first. The shortage of first is the primitive as well as the non-primitive. Then how can we determine it is primitive or non-primitive? Before that, we should try to understand what is the shortage of first. As the name SJF, shortage of first, means the process which take the less time compared to the other process that will be allowed first to use the CPU. The process which have less brush time, that process will apply or will be allowed to access the CPU first. Are you able to get my point? Are you able to understand what is the meaning of shortage of first? If you not, then say sir no. Hello.
Sir, please repeat one.
Yeah. Suppose there are four processes P1, P2, P3, P4. Okay. P1 require 9 unit time, P2 require 5 unit time, P3 require 7 unit time, and P4 require 8 unit time. Now tell me which process require less time. P1, या P2, या P3, या P4. Again, I am telling you, my dear, suppose P1 require the P9, P2 required to 4, P3 required the 6, P4 required the 8. Which process taking the less time? Tell me. Suppose that are you able to watch P1 require 6, P2 require 4, P3 require 1, and P4 require 5? Hello. Are
Yes,
you
sir.
able to watch my screen? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So tell me which process require less time to complete the task.
P3.
P3 means the process P3 require less time compared to the other three process. That's why, as per the algorithm, shortest job first means P3 will be allowed first. After that, tell me which process takes the less time.
P2.
Then P2 require, then P4, then P1. So shortage of first means the process which take the less time, that process will be allowed first to use the CPU and complete the task. Okay? Any question, my dear? Hello. My dear, please reply. If you are not able to understand, again I will be give you some another example. Hello. Tell me dear. Again, I am repeating the process which require less rush time that will be allowed first into the system to access the CPU and complete the task. Hello,
Yes, sir.
are you able to understand, my dear, what I am telling?
Yes, sir. Yes.
There is any question? Any question, my dear?
No, sir.
So now second question, how can we understand that this algorithm is preemptive or non-preemptive? For that, we should check the arrival time. If all process have the same arrival time, if all process have same arrival time, means this algorithm will be followed as a non-preemptive. As a non-preemptive. When we find out that the all process have the same arrival time, that time it behave like non-preemptive. Are you able to get my point? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So first of all, we try to solve the some problem. Like that problem I want to try to solve, then you are able to understand in a better way. Just 1 minute. If you are not able to understand, please interrupt to me. You are not able to understand. Okay. Now is the Excel. Just taking some time. Are you able to watch my screen? Tell me, my dear. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Which file is open?
Yes, sir. Yes.
There is some problem. Everyone have the arrival time is the 0.0. Okay. It is so much. This. System is the cluster. Six, 4, 1. My dear, this is the question. Okay. Now we have to solve. I don't know why this comes. So this is the question. There are 4 processes P1, P2, P3, P4. All have the same arrival time 0, and P for the P1 brush time is the 6, and P2 is the 4, and P3 is the 1, and P4 is the 5. As from the question we are able to find out the all process have the same arrival time, means the shortage of first here behave like non-primitive. Behave like as a non-primitive. Any confusion? How can we identify the shortage of first is the primitive or non-primitive? Any question, my dear? Dear, I am waiting for your response. If you are not able to understand, please tell me, sir, repeat. I will be repeat you, my dear. There is any confusion in case of the shortage of first algorithm, how can we identify the algorithm behave like non-primitive or primitive? For that, if I found that the all process have the same arrival time, that time the shortage of first behave like as a non-primitive. Okay, so please tell me. Please reply, my dear. Please reply. Hello, are you able to hear my voice?
Yes, sir.
So please reply, na. If you are not able to understand, tell me, sir, I am not able to understand. I will be repeat you, my dear. If you ask the question, I will be happy because you are trying to understand. That's why you are asking the question. I really be happy if you ask me the question of query. Please, please, please. Please tell me.
Understand, sir.
Devaprita,
Sir, understood. No question.
Please reply na. So now we make a Gantt chart. Okay. There are 4 processes. Now, as we start from the 0, and which process will be allowed first? Tell me.
P3.
P3. First time require 1. So system time will be 1. Now after that, this will be over. Now next. Now next, which process among the P1, P2, P4? Try to find out which process take the very less brush time compared to the others. Tell me the name of the process, my dear.
P2.
P2. Okay. How much time required for the P2? 4. So 1 plus 4 is the 5. Now system time is the 5. So P2 is over. Okay. After that, tell me.
P4.
P4. Because P4 require only 5. And 5 plus 5 is the 10. System time is the 10. Then next, at last, only one process is the remaining. That is the P1. That will be allowed. It requires 6. The total time is the 16. So this is the your Gantt chart. And now we have to calculate the average waiting time. So first of all, we calculate the waiting time for the individual process. Then we have to calculate the average waiting time. So waiting time for the, suppose P1. What will the value? When the P1 enter into the system, what is the system time? When P1 enter into the system, before that, what is the system time? So just watch the Gantt chart. When the P1 enter into the system, before that, the system time is the 10. Okay. So we should write the 10 minus arrival time. Arrival time is the 0. And before that, the P1 not enter into the system. That's why it will be equal to 10 minus 0 equal to 10. So waiting time for the P1 is the 10. Now for the P2. When P2 enter into the system, before that the system time was 1. So that's why we can write here 1 minus arrival time. Arrival time is the 0. And before that, see, P2 did not use the system. That's why 1 minus 0 is the 1. Okay. P3 waiting time, system time was when P3 enter into the system. That time the system time was 0 and arrival time 0 equal to 0. Now for the P4. What is the system time? What is the system time? Tell me, my dear, for the P4. When the P4 enter into the system, what is the system time?
5.
5. Good. Good, my dear. 5. And minus arrival time. Tell me the arrival time for the P4.
0.
0. 5 minus 0 equal to 5. So now I already completed the waiting time for the individual process. Now we have to calculate average waiting time. So it will be like that 10 plus 1 plus 0 plus 5 divided by, tell me my dear, divided by
4.
4. Why 4? Why 4 my dear?
Only 4 data is there.
Only 4 process is there. Good, good, very good. So answer will be 16 divided by 4 equal to 4. Oh, it take the directly, that's why it's not coming there. Right here like 16 divided by 4 equal to. Any question, my dear?
No, sir.
Sir.
Yes. So like that we are able to find out the average waiting time. If I ask the, so suppose I am changing the question. Okay. This is the easy for the your arrival time is the same. That's why it behave like as a non-primitive. If the arrival time is a different, then how can you calculate? That we should try to find out. Okay. Suppose 0, there is a 2, there is a 4, and there is a 5. So I am just leaving this part, not required. So in the case of the shortage of first, if we found that the arrival time was the different, that means this is the non-primitive. This is the behave like as a primitive. When the arrival time is a different or varied, then we consider shortage of first as a primitive. Any question, my dear? When arrival time of process, if the arrival times of process varied, that shortage of first behave like as a primitive. When the arrival time of all processes are the same, that time shortage of first behave like as a non-primitive. So tell me, as per the question, the shortage of first behave like non-primitive or primitive? Please watch on screen and reply. It will be behave like as a primitive or non-primitive. Tell me, my dear. Hello.
Primitive, sir.
Primitive.
Primitive. Why, my dear? Because
Because the arrival time is different.
different.
And
Yes, my dear. Tell me. Hello. Okay. So what's the problem? The problem is when we calculating the shortage of first timetable, we should take care the which process is working and how much time is remaining to complete the task. Suppose When the clock time is the 0. When the clock time is the 0, that time we found only P1 is the available into the system. Only P1 is available on the system. So there is no other process to compare with the P1. So P1 will be allowed first to enter into the system. But when clock time is the, suppose there is a 1, not 2. Suppose 1. Suppose 2. First of all, listen 2. So means up to 2 unit of the time P1 calculated complete the task. The total required time by the P1 is the 6. But after the completed the 2 unit, how much time remain for the P1 to complete the task? Total time required for the P1 is the 6. But when the clock time is the 2, that time we found another process P2 enter into the system. Now, at that time of the movement, the P1 already completed up to the 2 unit time. So how much unit each remain to complete the task by P1? Hello. Here total required 6 and 2 up to 2 unit time already completed by the P1. Now how much time is remain to complete the task? Deepika, Pratik,
Yes, sir.
স্যার আমার কানেকশনটা কেটে গেছিল, আমি কোয়েশ্চেনটা শুনতে পারিনি।
the P1 required the total unit of time 6. When the arrival time is, when the clock time 0, there is only one process in the system. Only P1. That's why P1 is allowed to complete the task. But when the clock time is the 2U, that time we found the another process come into the system, that is the P2. Now, up to 2 unit, when the clock time is the 2, means P1 completed the 2 unit task, total requires 6 unit time. And P1 already completed the 2 unit time. So how many unit time is the remain to complete the task for the P1?
4 unit time.
4 unit time. Okay, 6 minus 2. So now we found that the P1 also require 4 unit time after 2 unit time, and P2 also require the 4. Both are the same. Then you can allow to continue P1 to complete the task. So if there was only, suppose 1, when system time is the 0, P1 allowed to enter into the system. But when the unit time is the 1, means system time is the 1, that time we found that the another process P2 enter into the system. So P1 required 6. When it completed the 1 unit time, then remaining time is 5. And that time P2 already enter into the system, and that required the rush time only 4. So that, according to that case, tell me, my dear, which will be allowed to continue, P1 or P2? When the system time is the 1, means P1 already completed 1 unit time. That's why P1 requires 6. Already P1 completed the 1 unit time. So 6 minus 1 equal to 5. And that time also P2 enter into the system. P2 require the unit time of the 4. So as per the algorithm, which process will be allowed, P1 or P2? Pratik? P2. Why P2, my dear?
So burst time is very less according to P1.
Yeah, compared to P1 at that time of the movement, when the system time is the 1, at that time of movement, we found that P1 require only 5 and P2 require 4. And when we comparing the P1 and P2, we found that P2 required to less time compared to the P1. So as per the shortage of first, the P2 will be allow and P1 will be stop. So P1 will stop and P2 will allow to continue. So this is the funda of primitive. That's why in case of the arrival time, if different, then we can say shortage of first behave like a primitive. And when the arrival time is same, that time we can say shortage of is the non-primitive. Are you getting my point? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So tomorrow we will discuss how can we solve non-primitive. Non-primitive already I discussed. Primitive. How can we solve the primitive? My dear, I want to the extra time as the during the puja we already have the holiday, maximum holiday, I think this semester. So I want to some extra time from you. It may be Saturday or Friday or today. I have no objection. Suggest your time so that we can finish the CPU scheduling that is the essential for the CO2. Today I will be open the CO2 window in TeacherSign and I will be also share the question paper in WhatsApp group also. Please download and try to complete the CO2 and upload within the 30 October. Okay. So I giving the responsibility to Shuman. Try to find out the common time. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Hello.
সে সাবমিট করতে হবে টিসিএস আয় নাকি?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, my dear. You should submit in a TCS every assignment. So Suman, are you there? Suman, are you there? Devaprita,
Yes, sir.
try to find out the a common time at least for the 2 classes, Friday and 1 class Saturday. Not Saturday, Friday only. And or today also. Please provide me a time where I can take the extra classes and try to finish the CPU scheduling. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Thank you. You can leave the classes. No issue.